Meanwhile, the National Environmental Management Authority is in Mombasa to conduct an assessment on waste management at the time when the public has raised concerns over the proliferation of illegal dump sites.
Our very own Francis Mtalaki brings us an update from Mombasa.
Well, a very good morning. The National Environmental Management Authority is here in Mombasa to meet a number of its stakeholders and partners in making sure that the regulations in the Environment Department have been streamlined. And with me is the chair of the NEMA. I want to engage for this conversation. Maybe what are you looking to discuss in terms of the Coast Development Authority?
We are in Mombasa for the better part of the week for two reasons. One, NEMA put in place a regulation for air quality in 2014. We have come to learn best practices in terms of how best to roll out that particular air quality regulation. So we're visiting a couple of stakeholders. We've been at the Kenya Ports Authority. We've also visited some private sector persons who are engaging in air quality activities, so that as a board we're able to learn what is the best way in terms of rolling out the air quality regulation to make sure that pollution with regard to particulate matter and other gases which degrade the ozone layer, or that the ones that cause air pollution are then dealt with. That is one of the things we're here for. But the second one is because NEMA has been accredited entity for the Adaptation Fund. The Adaptation Fund is a mechanism under the Kyoto Protocol of the UNFCCC for purposes of making communities adaptable to climate change activities. So NEMA has a variety of partners who are executing the various activities for purposes of climate resilience across the country.
Right now in Kibarani, I think we have tried as the environment try to reclaim the place, and Kibarani, I think it's no longer a dump site. However, we still have challenges of solid waste in Mombasa, which the county is addressing.
One of the things we're doing right now as an authority for the next 5 years is to champion counties to work with us with regard to making sure that Kenya moves towards a circular economy where there is minimal waste, so that at least in the next 2, 3, 4 years we're hoping as an authority that issues of solid waste management and dumping should not be a serious problem to the country.
But also, many seem to blame the county, and when you look at some of the challenges, the emanating challenges, the road transport heading to Makirunge, which is the only recognized dump site here in Mombasa, is in a bad state, and I've been able to visit that area. And also, is it a society problem that residents of Mombasa do not appreciate this?
I think it's an entire Kenyan problem. Don't just blame it on the residents of Mombasa. If you see the way Kenyans handle waste, Kenyans think that the waste management issues is someone else's responsibility. I really think that however much the Constitution guarantees us a clean and healthy environment as a constitutional right, Kenyans ought to understand and appreciate the fact that they have constitutional obligations to that right, that their duties, there are things they must also do in making sure that if Mombasa is dirty, if Nairobi is dirty, it is no one's problem, it's the citizens' problem. So we must work hand in hand with the county governments, with the national government, in terms of ensuring that waste and solid waste issues are properly managed, so that it is not anyone's responsibility, but the citizens need to take responsibility. Granted, the county governments and NEMA, for example, should be taking charge, and that is why we're saying for us in terms of policy direction, we've already given policy direction, but we're also hoping that the citizens can then work with us in terms of uptaking that particular idea and in terms of compliance issues.
Many thanks, Augustine Neto, speaking to us from Mombasa with regard to what NEMA is doing here in Mombasa with a number of stakeholders in the environmental sector. And so we'll be keeping you posted on what is happening specifically here in Mombasa. For now, it is back to studio.